So STEM scholars are people who have put a lot of time into taking classes in science, technology, engineering, and math. You have to take a certain amount of sciences, you have to take an engineering, so you have to reach a certain level in math. And then, in your senior time now, you have to do you pick a project to do a big presentation on I think it's around April or May. But you spend all year working up to this project. You have to decide it actually the year before, at the end of 11th grade. And then you do a little work over the summer, and eventually, over the year, you have a faculty advisor, and then you go and you present your project.
Are special programs that students can choose to do in the upper school based on their passions and their interests. You don't have to do one, you can choose to do one. The majority of students who graduate are not in a scholars program. So it's really just if you have a special passion for them. So classical scholars are for students that are really interested in studying the classics. So that means they've taken lots of Latin, they've taken some ancient Greek, they've studied some ancient history, and they're at an advanced level in their study of the ancient world and ancient languages. In the Global Scholars Program, that's for students who are really interested in issues, both historical, but also in that program especially contemporary issues in the world today. So thinking about perhaps conflicts across the globe, or areas of injustice or inequity, thinking about environmental issues. They tackle like big problems in our world today that they want to learn about and research. And then students in the STEM Scholars Program, you already know if you spoke to Augie, that those are STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. So those are students who are really passionate about those areas of curriculum and want to study them deeply and then do a project in one of those areas. That's a good question. So the Scholars Program is really for students who want to do research. So it goes beyond taking a class. You could take all those same classes without being, say, a STEM scholar. You could still take advanced classes in science and computer science and math or engineering and enjoy them and learn a lot and graduate with the St. Luke's diploma. But the Scholars Programs give students a chance to do research. So just like you guys are doing research right now, you're thinking of questions, you're figuring out how to talk to, and then I assume you're going to do something with all your research. You're going to have a project of some kind. It's the same idea, but around an area of investigation that the student is really passionate about. I would only recommend it if a student has a genuine passion. Certainly I think it's one of many things that can help you in college. One of the things that all the scholars do is they deliver a really important presentation. We have an evening that's called the Scholars Symposium where we invite parents and students and teachers, and the scholars all give basically a presentation where they talk about their topic, and if they have something to show, then they show us the topic, or they might show a picture of it depending on what it is. So there's a lot of practice for that one public speaking event. And I would say that type of thing, doing public speaking, is definitely going to help you in college. No, so actually most students who graduate from St. Luke's don't participate in a scholars program. So it's, I would say, like between a quarter and a third of the students graduate with a scholarship. So it varies year to year. For example, last year we had 7 students who were classical scholars, and this year we just have 1. So it varies year to year. So I would say the Global Scholars Program, I think, it's the oldest one of the 3, so they didn't all start at the same time. So first we added the Global Scholars Program, and then the classical and the STEM. So Global Scholars is a little older, so I think students know about it more, and it's the biggest. But even saying it's the biggest, it's still pretty small, like 9 students, 11 students, something like that each year. I would say it's just really based on their interests. So a student who's really interested in studying something about math, or maybe using statistics to analyze something about baseball, right? They might do an interesting project, and that would be why they would choose it, whereas someone else might say, oh, I have that interest in baseball, but I'm more interested in the history of African Americans in the Negro League, and I want to study that, so that's going to be, I want to look at, sports and contemporary society. Well, maybe that's a Global Scholars Program.